In this session, we're going to talk about compelling SDN services for managed device and security services. We realized that not all services have external controllers that are running in the cloud. For those services that you're required to manage the CLI and configurations on either managed routers or security devices or any third-party device that you can dream up, MSX can provide that management controller on your behalf and manage it simply from the cloud. Let's show you how. The Managed Service Accelerator platform has a managed device service. The typical service provider use cases are below. The first use case is a greenfield deployment, in which you can have any device and you can program that with a template or model representing the service that you want to deploy. MSX supports both Cisco and third-party devices. The next use case is a brownfield deployment. You may have hundreds if not thousands of devices already deployed in the field. In this particular case, we can onboard those devices and sync their configurations into MSX, bring them under cloud management. We can then make changes to those devices and their configs in a secure fashion from the cloud. The third scenario is to take either one of these, a brownfield or greenfield device, and update it to a new service offer for your customers. We can do this for both Cisco and third-party devices. MSX Managed Device Service deploys service templates and Yang models to simplify your cloud deployment. On the right, you can basically pick any device that you want, both Cisco and third-party. As long as there's an NSO-NED network element driver for that device, we can support it. You then construct a service template or model to represent the services that you want to deploy on that, and we'll provision that over encrypted tunnels. Operators can assign templates to devices for each customer, and secure encrypted tunnels ensure that all of the configurations are sent from the cloud securely and managed from that device. To design a template, you start with a configuration. That configuration can be anything you dream up, either on a Cisco or third-party device. In this case, we're showing a CLI configuration, but this configuration could be a model, a Yang model representing the service that you want. You take that configuration and identify the variables that you want for each individual site. We'll then run that configuration through a tool that will auto-generate an XML template, and we'll upload that to MSX so that we can deploy it with zero-touch provisioning. This makes all of your configurations consumable, and we can operate them in a multi-tenant, multi-service environment. And now the fun can begin. MSX CPEs can be deployed simply with zero-touch provisioning. This provides a massive savings in OpEx and logistics for service providers and their customers. There's no need for device pre-staging. No day-1 configs are required for devices. All you need to do is simply ship a clean device to a site. That device will call home. It'll be redirected to the MSX platform over PnP. Then MSX will construct a secure tunnel to that device and deploy the service that you ordered. It's that simple. MSX can be deployed with zero-touch provisioning using a simple workflow. That workflow does nothing more than adds a device, you enter the location that you want to ship that device to, you select a template that you want to provision with that device. One or more templates can represent a service. You then choose zero-touch provisioning, you enter the serial number and the device type, the GIGI ports that you want to onboard that device over, and if there's variables with the templates, you can enter them here. You then simply hit the submit button. Once that device reaches its location and has internet connectivity, it will call home and will provision the exact service that you entered from the cloud. It's just like an Amazon order for something for your home. The other type of onboarding we do is called direct onboarding for existing devices. It's kind of like don't call us, we'll call you. It's for a brownfield environment in which you might have a massive installed base of devices. MSX is going to use SSH to reach out to that device, and then once it connects, it will sync back to its database and bring that device under cloud management. You can then optionally build a secure tunnel if you require that additional level of security. The direct onboarding method uses this workflow as part of the service. So for onboarding a brownfield device in just a couple minutes, all you have to do is hit the Add a Device button, enter the location of where the device is located. In this case, we're going to select no template because the device is a legacy device. It already has an onboarded config, and we're going to auto sync it to MSX. We're going to select direct onboarding. You're going to enter the IP address of that device, the port number, the username and password and credentials. You're going to select the device type because we need to know what type of device it is when we sync in the configuration, both Cisco and third party. And then you'll have an option to bring up a secure IPsec management tunnel to that device if you want. There are no template variables in this case, so all you need to do is hit the submit button, and MSX will call that device using its secure credentials. That device's configuration will be synced into MSX, and it'll be under cloud management. Let's now hop over to an MSX system and do a live demonstration of this service. I've logged into an MSX system as a super user. Because I'm a super user, I can see all of the tenants from this service. As you can see, we've got a number of different services: a managed routed service, DNA center, virtual branch, and SD-WAN with Viptela and Meraki. Let's take a look at Coke's managed device service. The managed device service allows you to manage any device from the cloud very simply, either greenfield or brownfield devices. Each one of these dots on the map represents a service and a device that's been deployed and is under cloud management. So as you can see, we have 8 sites that are up in green, and these are the templates that those sites are consuming across the services. As a super user, I can see many different tenants and their services that they're running. So I can select different tenants. I can manage all of them from a single cloud location. These are devices across different locations that I'm managing from this single cloud service. So I'm going to go back to the Coke tenant, and I'm going to select the Portland site. That Portland site has been up for a number of hours. Over the last 24 hours, it's been up and green, which is great. From a WAN perspective, we can look at some basic metrics. It's got not much traffic running on it right now, but we can monitor any sort of ports that we want on that device. We can look at the utilization, how long that device has been up with CPU and memory. It is a CSRv device with that particular serial number that's been zero touch provisioned. And then there's a whole stack of templates that we've uploaded to this device. So a template is nothing more than a configuration snippet that we would want to deploy as part of the service definition. Remember, there's no external controller. There's no cloud-based controller for these types of devices. So you, as a service provider or a large enterprise, have to manage the CLI on these devices from a remote location. MSX can provide that management for you. As an example template, we'll take a look at the umbrella template. This service attaches this CSR to Cisco Umbrella Web Security Service up in the cloud. This template does nothing more than sets the DNS server settings to point this router to the Cisco Umbrella address, but then it also provides a backup DNS server in the event that Umbrella is not available. So we can go in and change that backup address if we wanted to some kind of random address, the DNS of last resort. I can hit save, hit the apply button because I have the appropriate privileges, and now NSO, our Network Services Orchestrator, has reached out to that device over a secure IPsec tunnel and made that change to the configuration very simply. We can look at the edit log for that and see that we changed it to 11 from 9, and I can look at the configuration live on that particular device. We can scroll down and we can see that the DNS server has changed from 8889 to 88811 that quickly. It's very simple to apply new templates and stack these templates as needed based on the services that you want to deploy. You can also import Yang models and other modeling mechanisms to be able to manage services. MSX also supports many different device types. I'm only showing Cisco devices, but MSX supports a wide range of Cisco and third-party devices. So as long as there's a network element driver for your device, we can support all of the services that you saw today. So that was a brief demonstration of our MSX Managed Device service. That service provides greenfield deployments. We can bring your already deployed devices under management in a brownfield scenario, and we can upgrade your devices to new services as needed for your customers. This is all brought to you by Cisco MSX.